Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Zyori, bringing you some more coverage for the Summit 2 by G2A.com. We're here with the European Qualifier. That's right, we're trying to decide who are the two teams that will make it into the Europe main event for the Summit 2. I'll be solo casting for the first part of this game, then Coddle Guy will be joining me once more. He had some personal business he had to tend to. Then he'll be hopping on the mic, and holy Toledo, this draft is going by quickly, folks. Look at this, these teams know exactly what they want to do, and they will do it. Lajons, they're going to be on the Radiant side. That's Team Lajons for all the Swedes out there. But Lajon by Papa John. I'm going to keep it up now because I like it. They go with the first pick, Centaur and Marana, to get their stuff opened up here. Denial did actually have first pick this time around. And Brewmaster first picked once more, just on the opposite side of the coin. Now, Denial will pick up the Skywrath Mage as their second, but interestingly enough, we'll see Team Lions run the Wisp this time, so showing us that they're a pretty dynamic group of guys there. They've got the Wisp and Tiny, the classic stomping duo, and we'll probably see a My Nuts Marana once more. My Nuts going to be shooting arrows? Methinks they might be. Silencer, the final choice for Team Lions, and good stuff against the Enigma. Always good to counter that big black hole, and good stuff against the Brewmaster also. Looks like it will be probably a core Silencer with another position 4 roaming Marana, but a little hard to tell. Could be a position 4 Silencer with a core Marana. Time will tell on that one. Maybe a safe lane farming Silencer, mid Tiny Wisp, off lane the Centaur, get that Potom cruising around. I think that's a fine way to do it, if I don't say so myself. 5 seconds remaining. Now, Dire side, what will they do with this final pick? They've got their supports in tow with that Enigma and Skywrath Mage. They'll need their next core. Probably a safe lane Clinks, Brewmaster in the mid, and they'll need their off laner here. No Centauri's been picked up. Tide's been taken out, as has the Bat Rider. Their options are somewhat limited. A little bit of Clockwork could be okay if they were looking for a long-range initiator. Someone to deal with the Wisp wouldn't be too bad. If they wanted to run a core Skywrath, which is a little funky but still doable, they could pick up the Disruptor. Great hero against the Wisp, just kind of in general, and also good against the Silencer. If you can catch him, give him a little bit of dose of his own medicine, they'll hit the Silencer man with some silence of his own. That's pretty solid. So we'll see. Denial have a couple of options at their disposal. Darkseer could be another possibility if they just want to stay true to an offlaner to pair with the Enigma here and set up for some of those black holes with the old vacuums there. I guess we'll just have to be patient. Don't know what they want to do quite yet. Let's see. What's good against Wisp that isn't a support? Whoa! Outworld Devourer. Okay. Interesting. Now, I'm curious how Denial will choose to lane this. Normally, OD is your typical mid-hero, but if they end up putting Tiny Wisp mid, as that duo often is, OD is going to struggle a lot. This might be one of these kind of safe lane farming OD type games with Brewmaster in the mid, but time will tell. We don't see OD so much these days, a hero that's really fallen out of favor. Still a super hard carry, good as ever if he can make it to that late game and get super big and farmed, but the problem is getting there. And early on, boy, is he susceptible to those ganks, and he just doesn't do very much in the early stage other than just throw some right clicks. I guess a minor buff to the Essence Aura now. You kind of... They changed something, the way it triggers. It's a little better. Oh, yeah, the Restore Mana now, it's a 40% chance all the way around, and they changed the percentage of mana that it restores instead of a solid amount of mana with a changing chance. Actually, not that big of a change, but this is a weird headpiece he's got going on here. Looks like he's got a slick hairdo, you know? He's got, like, his hair slicked back. He will be going mid, though, and we'll see how this works out. Hard to say exactly how Team Lions will settle down with these lanes. They do have some options. Some teams love the Tiny Wisp mid, and others just like to get that Tiny in the safe lane, secure his farm, and let Wisp do the dirty work in the jungle. And uh-oh, fucking mad. He'll get caught out here. Jonas, he'll connect with the hoof stomp. Wisp is here with the tether. They're going to start chopping him down. Follow-up isn't there in time. Arrow from downtown almost clips him, but it'll miss. Enigma will survive the initial onslaught, and the rest of the Team Lions will make it back, and that's going to be the end of this opening skirmish. But Mad already sent back to the well, forced to eat one of his tangos. Oof, rocky start for the Enigma. So, okay, it will be an off-lane Brewmaster on the side of Denial. He'll be headed bottom. It is Paris on the helm of the Panda. Finds himself a double damage rune to get things started. That's pretty nice. We'll help him with a couple of those initial last hits, as he'll save it as long as possible. Mini almost denies it, certainly thinking about it. Funzy will be mid on the Outworld Devourer. Fucking Mad here on the Enigma, as we've already seen. We'll start off in the Dire Jungle, and he's got a couple of his camps warded. We've got an Observer ward right smack dab in the middle, and look at this thing. That is an adorable little ward if I've ever saw one. And we've got a Sentry here in this hard camp, so his starting presence will be pretty difficult. He'll actually head towards the mid lane, deny here, and then move into the jungle and be able to take out this Satyr camp. Now, it will be Creo on the support Skywrath Mage, and that puts Jural on the safe lane farming Clinks. Radiant side, we've got Team Lions. They're up 1-0 in this best-of-3 series and one game away from moving to the quarterfinals and eliminating Denial Esports from this pre-qualifier. Now we've got Jonas some fun. He'll be in the off lane playing on the Centaur War Runner. In the mid, that's Riolo on the Silencer, and it will be a safe lane Tiny. Era on position 1 once more, joined by Mini on the supportive Wisp. And it will be My Nuts once more, throwing arrows around on the roaming Mirana, rocking that Owl Lion once more. So Lion's doing something similar and also things a bit differently here. Era on another carry that he can do some serious work with, a combo that he is a well-practiced hand in, something that he did in Fnatic with No Tail on the helm of the Wisp quite a bit. So I have some high hopes here. We'll see if Mini can live up to the expectations of Era, as he's off to a pretty good start. So Brewmaster in the off lane, finding some decent experience early on in the first few levels. Not so easy for Tiny to secure those kills. Still sitting level 1, but as more experience comes out, it may get a little more difficult for good old Brewmaster here. Centaur suffering a similar plight, going for that first point in return, grabs the hoof stomp. Only level 2, but will camp out this top rune spot, finds himself a bounty, so that helps him out a little bit. Meanwhile, in the bottom, this rune gets denied, it looks like, and Paris will get completely repelled as Mini. Oh, he's stuck on the high ground. He'll have to tether to get down. There you go. Sharing is caring. So Brew leaves the lane, opens up some space for Era to free farm, and likewise the Clinks is also. Jural is getting a lot of last hits. He'll probably be looking to rush an Orchid. There's no big surprise about that. Pretty classic stuff from the Clinks, and if he can get it at that good timing, lots of solo kill potential and could be that snowbally Bone Fletcher force that we've come to love and enjoy. And with this battle free farm, it seems like that could very well be the case. So how's the mid looking? Silencer versus OD. This is a lane very favorited for OD. He's great against any intel hero, and oh my Lanta, I'm so sorry. Missed first blood as they set it up on Brewmaster, but uh-oh, in the mid, we're not going to miss this one. Riolo gets caught inside of the Astral Imprisonment. They'll rotate over, and this will be a kill on the mid. Silencer takes a fall, and just comes a moment too late, as first blood's already been drawn, and it is Era that gets all of that bonus gold. And ooh, are they going to try to do it once more as Paris comes down? No mana on Era here. Mini doesn't have his bottle quite yet, but it'll be on its way out. Oh, no. Oh, no. Not again. Okay, looks like it's just a little hiccup here. Whew. All right. Had us all nervous for a moment there. All right, we'll get our bearings about us. So, Era getting the first blood makes up for some of that recovery. But yeah, we were talking about the mid lane here, and this is just a really tough matchup for the Silencer. OD is really good against any int hero, and stealing that Astral Imprisonment, it's really hard. So, not surprised to see the Silencer struggling 5-0 compared to the 14-8 of the OD. So he talked about OD, one of these heroes that can be very powerful if he gets the farm, but can be difficult as he is susceptible to ganks early on. It seems Team Lions are just prioritizing the farm on the Tiny more than the Silencer, which for good reason. The Tiny Wisp combo can do a lot more work, but Silencer being super underfarmed is less than ideal, to say the least. Jonas will take a level 2 Malefice from fucking Mad, but now heading for the hills and should be able to survive. Compliments of this new tree path here as he makes it back to lane, gets himself another bounty rune, so finding some experience pick-me-ups there, almost level 3. Paris has actually found his 3 already. So Clake's, he'll move into his power treads, and well, the momentum's going to slow down. Maybe a little bit more of a farm-intensive game. My Nuts has found his level 3 and will rotate into the lane. Looks like they want to kill this Brewmaster once more. Finding the angle to do it is a little bit more difficult, though. Wisp with his balls ready to rock and roll. Spirits coming in, will tether across, puts them on the aggressive. And a little courier coming down, and they want to dive Paris, and they'll go in on him. The ooh-blah-blah comes out, but Era can't get in position to connect with the Avalanche, and they will let him walk back to safety as they clear up the creep wave. My Nuts just sitting around the backside looking for the follow-up arrow, and won't be able to find the opening that he's looking for. So just glancing at the graph, Denial of a pretty decent lead for a couple of reasons. Mostly that mid lane, but also the Enigma opens up a lot more efficiency in the jungle. Didn't get to farm as well as he would have liked because of these wards blocking out his camps that they did not counterboard themselves, but he's still been able to rotate up top, and they will take out this tier 1 tower. First tower kill of the game goes the way of Denial, and, well, they'll be in pretty good shape. The momentum is a-rolling. So Lions will just have to take it easy. They need to find a way to do something for this Silencer. They need some rotations to help him out. Can't last hit that well against the OD. He is going for a last word primary build here. And we'll see how it ends up working out for him. Tier 1 tower in the bottom lane, taking some decent damage. They'll dive it as Era goes in. Avalanche toss combo right onto Paris. My Nuts doesn't even need the arrow, just throwing the right clicks. Arrow will be off the mark, but they still find the kill on the Brewmaster. And once more, it is Tiny that gets the kill, and that puts Era 2-0 in KDA and 1,500 gold. Well on his way to what I would imagine is an Aghanim's Scepter. Soul Ring now picked up on the Clink, always a good item there. Gives him much needed mana sustainability, a little bit of regen, and will soon be 6 to have that Dark Pact. They're going to wrap around and gank Jonas. Fucking Mad, not quite level 6 yet, so no Black Hole, but they might not even need it. Malphite is going to be enough to secure this one. Jonas looking to turn around and perhaps make something happen, but will get silenced and takes a fall. Now in the bottom lane, they'll dive Paris once more, and they'll find the kill. Wisp Balls will bring him down, and that'll be the 3rd kill of the game for Lions. All 3 on the Brewmaster. So they've been more than successful in this bottom lane. Tiny only 8 last hits behind that of the Clinks. And, well, these kills are making up for any lost farm that he may have had. Now pressure coming out pretty hard on the tier 2 tower here in the top lane. Jonas is back at the party, still only level 4. And Jural found his 6, has the Dark Pact, and will find some extra damage here. Doing a lot to this tier 2 tower. Era will TP in. He's now got his level 6, has that first point and grow. And actually not rushing the Aghanim Scepter. He will go for an early Drum of Endurance. Robe of the Magi and Bracer picked up already. Wisp almost level 5, but no relocate online yet. And there's actually your Drum of Endurance complete on good old Tiny. Also interesting to see Era going for the toss build here. It is a shorter cooldown, so potentially higher damage output. And Wisp now with the bottle can feed him the mana to possibly do a toss Avalanche combo and then have a toss to follow up if they're getting kited around a tower. So an interesting build, but I think it makes some sense. They will rotate the Silencer down towards the bottom lane so he can finally find some recovery farm. At least Relo's found his level 6 now. Still only 12 last hits, but he's getting there. He's getting there. Slow and steady, as they say. Let's take a look at the gold graph here, and 2,500 gold, 2,500 experience going the way of the Dire. So, all right, guys.
Just want to let everyone know, and of course my good friend Sayori, that I didn't realize it was already what time it was, and on the hour, America Division will have to start up, and I will
45
have to go
minutes?
There.
America that soon?
Yep.
Yes, more Dota.
Yep.
It's non-stop
Dota, which is great. So everyone pull out the multi-twitch. Uh-oh. Oh, I want to see that. That was a nice throw right there. And, well, see you later, Clinks.
Yeah, Clinks is going to fall. That's a nice combo. The tiny centaur. You don't see it too often, but tossing him forward, easy hoof stomps, and that's good stuff. Easy kills there.
All right, well.
So where are you going to be casting, Kyle? Are you taking over BTS 1?
I'm trying to get a hold of David if he's watching this stream as far as what channel. It's probably going to be on either BTS 1 or 3, so get those multi-twitches ready right now. We're going to have a lot of Dota action come your way.
Uh-oh, Mini, he's in some trouble. He'll get silenced, and the Wisp gets left behind. He's going to die, and that'll be the end of it. Cattle Guy, thank you, and we'll see you. Good luck on America. No worries, man. Good luck to you. Good luck to you, sir. Well, let's check out the net worth, see how things are faring. That was a much-needed kill on Clinks, as he is #1 on net worth, and that'll slow him down a little bit. Era closing the gap. The toss on Centaur once more, but the silence is there from Creo. And Jonas won't be able to get off his combo. The Primal Split will turn it around, and oh, the Centaur falls. It's Denial that turn it around, and, well, they found the antidote to this combo, and it is the silence. Stop the Centaur from getting off that hoof stomp, and it's not quite so easy. Here we go, initiation on to Creo, and, well, there you go, Skywrath Mage. They'll find a little bit of vengeance for that silence earlier, as Tiny cuts him down, and I reckon now he'll be looking towards that Aghanim Scepter. Well, oh, global silence, sorry. Had a distraction there. They'll find another kill on Clinks down in the bottom lane. Relocate is finally online, and Lions, they are on point now. This is when Tiny gets scary. He has this taxi service. We can farm one lane, set up a kill somewhere else, and rinse and repeat what they just did. The OD is still going to be a big problem. He's gone brown boots into Handamitis. This is a very greedy OD build, and one you can't often get away with, but very little pressure has come his way. He's just racking up the last hits, and he's looking to be in pretty good shape. Clinks is going to go for a Midas also. Wow, this feels a little bit risky to me. A double Midas. Your Enigma has been forced to go for a slower mech. We'll have it around the 11-12 minute mark, which isn't so bad, but the double Midas, when you've already got a gold lead, there is some credence to that. Once you're ahead, you know, get further ahead.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But this is going to open up a window where Tiny and Wisp can just do a lot of work, and now the Clinks and the OD are just so squishy. They're going to be so susceptible to this Tiny combo and any other follow-up stun. This is a bit risky, I think. If it works, of course, the greedy build will pay off if they can delay long enough, but it looks like Lions are fixing to be pretty aggressive here. We see the ultimate orb now picked up on Era, so he is pretty tanky already, and once he gets that Aghanim Scepter, of course, we'll see that farm start to skyrocket. Relo has found a fair bit of recovery. Now 32-12, middle of the pack. Picking up that assist certainly did help him out a fair bit. Has also found his level 9. We'll see initiation here near the Radiant Secret Shop. Era takes a silence to get things started. Fucking mad. Has himself a black hole, but Wisp will be there and does tether his buddy, relocate into the well, and now they'll smoke up as they head back to the Secret Shop. So he'll bring Tiny with him. Support will not be inbound. There is a dire Observer Ward at the high ground here. Part of the reason they wanted to smoke up to be a little sneaky. Lane Ward from Mini will get vision on everyone from Denial. Now Moonlight Shadow deployed, and they'll try to go for a sneaky initiation, but Wisp Spirits flying through will chip away at the HP pool of Paris. And now they will just go for this tower deny, it looks like. Can they actually get it, though? Oh, a close call, but Mirana does secure the last hit. Now Arrow in the front lines. Global Silence comes out. A lot of damage onto the Brewmaster. Arrow will connect from point blank, and it's enough to bring him down. Jonas in the front lines now connecting onto Bucking Mad, and Wisp will finish him off. It's actually Arrow that gets credit for the double kill. And that was the defense that Lions were looking for, to say the least. Creo, he may get left behind, and oh, there's your avalanche toss on the Wisp. It's a triple kill for Era. Dust is even deployed onto Giral. He's not out of the clear yet. Wisp feeding Era so much mana here, and he's got plenty of mana to spare. He'll find... Oh my gosh. It's a double deny. The Satyr Tormentor. Oh boy. I can't believe that. I don't know if I've ever seen a double deny like that. That shockwave. That was something.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, Era doesn't get the ultra kill that he was looking for, but 1,200 gold away from his Aghanim Scepter. So he's in pretty good shape there. But that's the problem with the Midas. When they try to get aggressive like that, you saw how easy it was just to pick off the OD and how quickly the Clinks fell before that Shockwave came in to deny him. Tier 1 tower in the top lane goes down as Era finishes it off. He's now #1 on net worth by a big margin, only 900 gold away as a relocate in the mid lane. Brings Era with him, but Era gets silenced right away. Brewmaster split comes out, fucking mad with a black hole, and it grabs Era. Wisp on the high ground will get caught into it once he's outside of the Cyclone, but Tiny, he lives! Oh my gosh, the relocate! Era, how have you done it? He brings down the Enigma and gets relocated back after the black hole with a handful of hit points to spare. It doesn't get much closer than that, ladies and gentlemen. They'll still lose their tier 1 tower in the mid lane, but Clinks gets the last hit, but oh my gosh. We need a pause just to digest that. Woo! I thought he was dead for sure. And he got the kill on the Enigma. It's not only that he survived, but he got the kill and turned it around. Jesus. Did I say ultimate orb? Oh god, that's my bad. I'm all over the place. This solo casting is tiresome. Alright, quick resume here. Just a couple of quick pauses. Okay. Whew. Well, that's the problem with the double Midas though. When you go to team fight like that, you just have so little. And Lions, man, zeroed out the gold lead, and now they actually have the experience edge. Once Tiny gets this branch, that's when things get really scary. It allows him to farm so much more effectively. He'll have a nice big stack to come into here, and this is basically his Aghanim Scepter, maybe a piece of gold short, but he's pretty damn close. There you go. 25 gold away. So the branch gives him the power to farm more quickly, and man, he just does a lot of cleave damage. This is looking a little bit more rough for the Dire side is Funzy. Nowhere to go, no Force Staff, no way to react, and Hand of Midas ain't going to save you in a situation like that as the monster kill streak for Era continues on. And now Lions will go into the tier 1 tower here in the mid lane. Giral behind the tower. As the Skeleton walk online, looking perhaps for a tower deny, but again, the Hand of Midas, there's only so much he can do here. If they catch him, Era's just going to toss the Centaur in. He'll hoof stomp double edge, and it'll hurt. That'll be the end of it. Era gets the tower kill, finds himself his big Whomping Willow, and hits his level 11 for that second point and grow. Now the man has arrived, and he'll be able just to cleave down the Ancients. Looks like a nice triple stack here. And we'll just cleave them down. Easy peasy. Team Lions, man, they have a game plan here. They're stacking up the Ancients, stacking up the jungle, making sure Era has everything he needs. And as Kalo Guy pointed out, playing this 4 Protect 1. And the style's working very well. They've also created some space for the Silencer. Now #4 overall in net worth. Only 400 behind this OD, who has a Hand of Midas. All this time, he's just been farming away. What's coming out on the courier for him? And that's a 4-staff, a full 4-staff now. So great news for him. Also level 11 means the Global Silence that much more potent as he picks up a bounty rune. Clinks won't be able to go for an Orchid first to get that snowball going like crazy. Instead, he needs the Blink Dagger for some initiation, but now they have a damage problem. Clinks has no damage output outside of the Searing Arrows. Invisibility. So 12-5, looking at the gold, about 2,000 in favor of Lions, 4,000 experience there. Let's look at item progression on the Dire side. What is Enigma moved into? Looks like a BKB will be coming up next for fucking Mad. Has himself the Ogre Club. And what's on the Courier? Okay, just a Staff of Wizardry for Funzy. So looks like he will be indeed going for the Force Staff. Some mobility items coming online. Brewmaster looking for his Blink, but we're 17 minutes in and he's still 300 gold short. This is where a Blink on a Brewmaster would really make a difference in these fights. And Brew, not the best hero in terms of playing from behind. Very momentum-based, and when you're this far back, even when he gets the Blink, that kind of initial push of, oh, that's scary, Brewmaster's blinking in, is kind of dissipated a bit. And only level 1 ultimate as he's sitting level 8, still pretty far away from that second level of the ultimate, so still on the long cooldown, pretty short duration, and relatively easy to deal with. Lions going down bottom. They will press forward here. And meanwhile, in the top lane, Denial moving in towards the tier 3s. We'll see what their plan is in terms of momentum. I don't think they're going to really try to break high ground. So just baiting with Giral. They've got the full forces in the background here, Trying to bait out the Tiny, perhaps, follow up with a Black Hole, but I don't think they're going to go for the bait. Instead, Lions will just pressure the Tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. And there is a glyph available for the Dire, but will they burn it and make a defense? Glyph has been used, no TPs coming in. Looks like this tower will go down. Siege creep to even help him out, and it will be Mirana who gets the last hit on the tower. So My Nuts, once again, playing this position for Mirana, who's found a pretty decent amount of farm, and will be able to transition into more of a carry role as things continue on. Era 8-0-3, soon to have a full Assault Cuirass. Has the Hyperstone and the Plate Mail with 500 gold to boot. Essentially the recipe away as he moves back into the Ancients, now level 12. Giral coming in, and once they get a gem, Giral's life is going to be so difficult. They've got 2 sets of dust thus far. I guess no need to pick up the gems. They hand it over. Not really that great. Don't want to lose map control. And Clinkz is just not a big threat right now. I think that's the big reason they're not too preoccupied with it. Whenever he reveals himself, they're able to use the dust to secure the kill, but they're not really too eager to proactively hunt the Clinkz. Now, momentum definitely slowing down. Both sides happy to kind of sit back and farm. Era, now that he has his Whomping Willow, will be cleaving down stacks in the jungle. Looks like he's got another, just a double stack here, but still a stack is a stack. And Dire side happy to farm to make use of these Hands of Midas and also just find some of these core items that they've been struggling to get. There is the Blink now up on the Brew, and Enigma getting closer to the BKB, but still a pretty decent ways off. It's interesting to note that the team with the 2 Hands of Midas are still getting out-farmed. Team Lions just farming so much more efficiently. Now a 4,000 gold lead. We haven't seen a pick-off in a couple minutes. That's just stacking up Ancients, stacking up the jungle, and creating space for this Tiny to cleave away. Even Centaur working towards probably a 4th staff, has his Ring of Regen following the Blink Dagger. Jonas soon to be level 11, so the slightly more effective Stampede. Most importantly, that shorter cooldown. Where does Riolo go from here? I want to say an Aghanim Scepter might not be a bad option for the Silencer. Even playing kind of catch-up mode here, he'll still be able to get it in a pretty timely manner. He's more than halfway there already. And it's a damn good item, undoubtedly, on the Silencer. Gives that extra second, but gives you so much damage output in these team fights. Could also just be looking for an early refresher. Refresher before Ags. Yeah, it could be an option. We'll see what he wants to do with it. Smoke rotation from Denial. They'll move into the Roche pit, or at least scout it out. Some Eidolons, the little blueberries on their way in. But Mirana's nearby. That'll break their smoke. My Nuts has no idea. Puts a sentry on the high ground. And they might actually get away with this Roshan sneak. Just draw on fucking Mad. All they need to bring down the Roche, but it won't be too easy. There is a mech, so that'll help things out. Giral will take his turn tanking the Roche. No minus armor. Now Paris comes in to join the party. And Team Lions, yeah, they're not so suspicious. It will be a delayed mech coming out of the Silencer, so no Aghanims, but Riolo just getting that healing tool to get some more utility on the team and help out in these team fight skirmishes. Roshan, is it going to get scouted out? Jonas, he was almost going to walk into the pit, but he turns and they go for the tier 2 mid. Roshan will go down, but oh no, is Paris going to fall? This is a close call. This is a lot more difficult than what they bargained for. Clinkz is out of mana. He can't Searing Arrows this. Tier 2 tower in the mid falls. If Roche gets a bash, whoa, that was close. Are they going to commit a jacket? They're so close. Arrow's going to walk into the pit just in the nick of time, but they're too little too late. They'll get a double kill. Fucking Mad goes down. Now the Clinkz will come right back up. He denies the Wraith Band. Arrow just barely off the mark, but it doesn't matter. Clinkz will go down for the second time. Lions just a little bit too late to completely cripple that. They still get the gold on the Dire side, but they lose the Aegis and take 2 deaths. And boy, Denial just not doing the math on that one. Meanwhile, relocate towards the mid lane. Silence out onto the Tiny. Mini in a little bit of trouble, but will be able to walk his way to safety. And now the Tiny just going hard onto the Brewmaster. He's almost dead. Will survive, though. Jonas comes in. Hoof Stomp. Not going to work on the Magic Immune Spirit, but no glyph is available for the Dire side. And now Air's just going to go hard on the tower. Denial in big trouble here, but the Enigma is coming back up. Has a Black Hole available. Tier 3 tower's gone down. They're going for the melee racks, and Tiny just trucks through the structures so damn fast. Oh, Astral Imprisonment set up onto the Tiny. Black Hole coming in from Mad.
Dire's middle barracks.
Or is it? Nope, just the Malefice. Still holding on to the Black Hole, and Mad being so cautious here. The Hammer will get dropped on the Wisp. Mystic Flare to come out as well. They'll find one kill out of this, but for a mid lane of Rax, the disaster that happened in Roche, okay, here's your Black Hole just on Era. They finally bring down the Tiny. A double kill for the Outworld Devourer. And they get a big net worth change out of that. They finally kill Era, and that's about a 3,000 gold net worth change in favor of the Dire off those 2 kills. But still, the damage was done. They lost their mid lane of Rax. They've already lost the Aegis of the Immortal, and that just feels like a very small consolation considering how rough that Roshan was. Whew. All right. Centaur now has some Vanguard. Looks like he'll be moving into a Crimson Guard. Not a bad choice here. A fair bit of right click. And Relo back up to 1,500 gold off of where he was. Minot's going to be moving into a Drum of Endurance, it looks like. Has a Gem of True Sight, so they are ready to go Clinks hunting. And now Vladimir's offering coming out onto the Wisp. Just a Morbid Mask away, and I like this choice a lot, especially when you have a melee carry like a Tiny, giving him all that extra damage, and of course giving him that lifesteal is so valuable and saves him an inventory slot. Full Assault Cuirass is now up on Era, and they are ready to fight. Invisibility Rune scooped up by Relo also. Still has the Global. That's another thing that they didn't have to use in that last skirmish. So looks like Team Lions will go back to farming for now, slow down the tempo. They're okay with their state in this game. They know they've got a decent lead, and with that lane of barracks down, they can feel okay just sitting back and maybe getting that Tiny level 16 and just looking for the right opening. With the Wisp gem now, they will start to clear out some wards. Dire do have a couple down, a lane ward in the bottom lane, and they've got, well, that was an odd circle, but they've got a ward up here on the plateau, recognizing that there's only one outer tower left and seems to be a logical place for Team Lion to press forward and take their next team fight. So this tier 2 tower will take some pretty quick damage from the Whomping Willow of Tiny. A glyph is available for the Dire, but they won't burn it for this tower. Instead, they'll save it for the high ground. Let's take a look at the buyback status. Dire don't have too many at their disposal. It's basically just the Clinks and the Outworld Devourer. Now, Lions press into the high ground. No Black Hole for another 50 seconds. Paris comes in, Primal Split to get things started. Era taking a lot of damage. Force Staff back will keep him safe from the Mystic Flare. But their Wisp will get left behind. He'll be able to tether out of the Astral Imprisonment. And Moonlight Shadow will keep them alive. Sentry Ward comes down. But they essentially waste the Primal Split. They'll be able to regen up with that bottle on Wisp. And here you go. Global Silence. Jonas misses the Hoof Stomp. Arrow will connect onto Mad. Now Era going in. But the defensive Astral is there. Era taking a lot of damage as the Hammer gets dropped. They'll bring down the Tiny. And it's a defensive hold from Denial. Crimson Guard comes out a little bit late. Jonas will be on the run. Minot's just chipping away at Giral. They want to bring down the Wisp. They know he's the gem carrier. But Giral taking a lot of damage. Minot's gets stumped up. Mini does have a TP scroll and will relocate back to the base. This is disastrous for Lions. Not the fight that they wanted. Wisp will drop the gem on the ground before getting relocated back. And he is certain to die, but at least he doesn't lose the gem. So a nice heads-up play there. Still a 4-0. And Denial get another huge net worth change. 3,400, 3,500 going in their favor following that successful team fight. And now those Hands of Midas are really starting to kick in. We'll see the Golden Experience graphs dip forward. And Denial make a very successful hold. And that's even without a Black Hole. Tier 4s take a little bit of damage. They lose some of their safety structures. But now BKBs are coming out. You've got Enigmas completed. And you also have a BKB complete on the Clinks once he heads back to the base. So things a little bit more rough for Lions. Certainly still in an okay spot. One lane of Rax up. Not a bad place to be 26 minutes in, but not that same level of safety they were once feeling. Tiny's still big, but not unkillable. And I think a BKB may need to be where Era goes next. 2,200 gold. He'll have it up before too long here. I reckon that's what he'll want to go next. But that last fight, he just can't charge in like that. They need to be a little bit more sneaky about how they initiate. I think the plan of attack for Lions needs to be more get a pick off and then breach the high ground. And instead of just trying to force forward 5-on-5, just makes things a lot more difficult. Giral needs to be a little careful here. He's still not immune, even though he has a BKB. If Era catches him in a combo and just whomps him down a couple of times, this Clinks may be surprised at how quickly he dies. Moonlight Shadow deployed. It will get scattered out by the Clinks. They'll press forward where there is a smoked up OD and Skywrath Mage. My Nuts in the lane, looking for a possible opening here, but this Moonlight Shadow will not yield any kills. It'll expire, and Clink's just cruising around looking for maybe a courier pick off, some stray player left behind, but we'll just go to farming in the jungle. And Lions will be unsuccessful in their play. Era just moves back into the Ancients. Double damage rune picked up by Mirana. They'll be able to grab the bounty rune up top. Still quite a ways off. Roshan respawning. Clinks finds Rilo in the jungle, but without an Orchid, not going to be able to find a solo kill. And Rilo, not going to panic, just uses his items and will force staff, mech up, and he'll be okay. He'll be safe and sound. So Vlad's soon to be out on the Wisp also. A pretty big item there. Just general help tank up the team with the armor aura, all that good stuff. My Nuts, still nothing too crazy in the inventory, but Phase Boots, Drums, Aquila, all around pretty solid damage output there. We'll see Denial group up in the bottom lane, start to pressure this Tier 1 tower. They force out the glyphs straight away. OD now has a Mystic Staff, and the Brewmaster getting kind of close to his Ags, about 1,400 gold away. They get the Tier 1 tower down in the bottom lane. My Nuts forces back a couple of TPs from Giral and fucking Mad. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Hammer gets dropped onto Era. BKB has been used. Wisp caught inside of the Astral. Era finally connects onto Funzy, and will toss him back to his friend. Primal Split's been used as well, going on to Rilo. Not enough mana for the global, but will have enough to use a mech. So no kills coming out, but a couple of BKBs used. That'll take ODs down to 8 seconds. And Clinks is still on his 10-second BKB. Enigma will fall in the top lane. Looks like he got clipped by an arrow, and they were able to bring him down on the tail end of that exchange. Now the Force Staff is out for Jonas. Not just the Enigma kill. Giral hunting them down, being very sneaky here. Where is the gem? Are they carrying it around now? Vlad's is completed on the Wisp. And
Dire's middle tower is
actually,
under
what did
attack.
happen to that gem? Did they end up losing it? Oh, it's on the courier. Derp. There you go. My Nuts has it on the courier. And almost gets picked off there. And one does get picked up by the Enigma now.
Dire's bottom
So
tower
next
is
Roche
under
coming up
attack.
pretty soon, just about 20 seconds from now. And looking at the graph, Lions still finding just more efficient farm around the map, milking the Ancients on both sides of the coin, and finding some stray pickoffs here and there. And Era, what's he have coming out? Is that a BKB? It best be. Yep, certainly is. And now the Vladimir is offering out on the Wisp. So Vlad's aura plus the BKB, that makes Tiny a lot bigger. Uh-oh, bottom lane. Initiation onto My Nuts. But My Nuts will live. They'll be okay. My Nuts will live to see another day. Castration, boys. Oh, My Nuts being a little aggressive. He's pressing forward. And nope, no, not going to find any opening there. So Lions, they're slowing it down. After that failed team fight last time, getting a little too aggressive, they're going to count their blessings and be a bit more cautious. There is some Dire ward control up above the Roche pit. Of course, it doesn't give you vision into the Roche pit itself, but just this general area about the Dire Ancients. Roshan has respawned, so perhaps it's something Lions will consider. Or maybe they'll hope to use it as bait. Watch Denial walk in there and hope that they can do what they did last time to clean it up. Both teams significantly lacking in ward coverage right now. Both teams have picked up a gem, so this is really the only observer ward down on the map that is yet to be taken out. All this time to sit back and farm has worked wonders for Denial inventories, as now the OD, not only a BKB, but a Scythe of Vice to go with it. And he's been dropping the hammer, and it hurts. This is towards that point of the game where the OD carry power is still there. Clinks with 2,700 gold, starting to hurt quite a bit also. So here we go. Lions grouping up towards the top lane. My Nuts joining his buddy Jonas. And, oh, Dire, they move into the Roche pit. This time they'll bring reinforcements. And it will be Funzy doing the bulk of the damage. And they'll bring it down pretty quickly. Mini and Era are nearby. I think they caught some vision of this. They at least see the Eidolons. But they need to be careful how they handle this. Aegis does hit the deck, and it is the OD that picks it up this time. The Lions starting to chip at the tier 3 tower in the top lane. Not an overreaction from Denial. They will walk back instead of TP. And that'll be the end of it. Lions won't contest it, and they will just go back to farming. My Nuts continuing to pressure the lane, doing little bits of damage here and there. Needs to be careful. Ooh, Drunken Haze will chase him down, and he'll be able to TP out to safety. Jonas in the mid, eyeing up fucking Mad. And BKB Black Hole on 3, but no follow-up damage. It'll keep Mad alive for a little while longer, but Moonlight Shadow's been used, and I don't know if that was worth it. He had his BKB on. It was a good Black Hole. It was a smart heads-up play, but there was just no follow-up. And now the Black Hole's on cooldown for a long time. You got 3 minutes of no Black Hole. And maybe Lions can use that to their advantage to take a team fight. Pick somebody off. They're just looking for a stray pick off somewhere, and that's going to be their golden ticket to breaking the base. Oh, slow and steady. Slow and steady is the name of the game here. Centaur up to about 2,200. Another hero. That'll scale pretty well towards the late game. See, great strength game. Probably looking towards a Hearted Terras coming up next, just to beef up a bit. Not a hell of a lot of reason to get a pipe this game. But there's your Iconium Scepter out on the Brewmaster. He's made some okay recovery, at least finding that item there. And again, glancing at the graphs, it's just been this kind of steady growth for Lions, but very subtle. At this stage of the game, 3,000 golden experience is pretty insignificant. It's going to be more about positioning and who gets the jump where. And Lions trying to split their forces. They'll put Era and Mini in the bottom lane, and they will get converged on here. They need to be a little careful. Jiral's coming around the backside. Meanwhile, the rest of their forces are at the top lane, and they're trying to do some rat Dota. Era will get hexed up. Mini gets initiated on by Jiral, but out comes the global, and Era will just start whomping him down. The Wisp will relocate out and leaves Era all by his lonesome. He brings down the Brewmaster. Funzy taking a lot of damage as well. He'll get branched down. That's the end of the Aegis. Meanwhile, in the top lane, it's just fucking Mad against 3, but he's got no Black Hole. Funzy caught by a toss, uses BKB, but to no avail. Double kill for Era as he's just too damn big. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Enigma goes down. Gem hits the deck. Glyph has been used. And the split push from Lions proves successful here. 3 get taken out. Era trucks through the bottom lane. Glyph had to be used to keep the top lane safe. Era will finish off the bottom. And now the top tier 3 tower looking like it may go down. Fucking Mad. No Black Hole. GG. That'll be it. 2-0. And Team Lions, Lajons if you will take the win. After an odd game of dominance in the early game, failed team fight in the mid game, and at the end, a little bit of the split push. Enough to secure the win. Oh, boy. Tiny. He's not so tiny in a game like that. 10-2-5 on Era. 4 Protect 1 proved successful once more. That will conclude our coverage today, guys, for the Summit 2 by G2A.com. Europe Qualifier Day 1. Those are the opening 2 best of 3s. We'll have 2 more coming up tomorrow in the first round. 2 more elimination best of 3s. And I'll be casting, hopefully with Blaze, maybe solo, maybe with Coddle Guy. We'll go from there. But until then, guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed the cast, you can follow me on Twitter at ZioRTV. Make sure to follow at Beyond the Summit to stay up to date with all things Summit related and at the studio. And we'll be looking forward to see you tomorrow. Head over and watch Summit America. It starts in 15 minutes. We'll be over on BTS1 with the one and only Coddle Guy doing some coverage. Take care, folks, and we'll see you later.